Hello, everybody, and thank you for tuning in to Mixed Text and Politics. Texas Governor Greg Abbott widens his lead over Roberta Francis in the Texas governor's race. So, a new poll came out, and Greg Abbott has widened his lead to 9%, up from 7% last month. So, this new poll from the Dallas Morning News, University of Texas, shows that. So, it was a poll among 1,200 people, almost 1,300 people, and Greg Abbott is in a good position to win re-election. So a clear change in the election is that the Abbott campaign started advertising and they went negative while being the only campaign on the air, said poll director Mark Owens. Registered voters who say they saw the advertisements supported Abbott 23% more often. So those ads are having a positive effect for Abbott. University of Houston professor Brandon Rottinghouse said Abbott's solid and even growing lead is a natural result of the incumbency advantage, edge in money, and broadcasting airtime and name recognition. So these ads are having a positive effect. For a while, apparently while Greg Abbott was putting out ads on the air, Bates was holding back and waiting until later in the game, which was a bad idea. So good strategy by Greg Abbott to get those ads out there and pound Roberta. Pound him to the ground, man. Send him back home. Sick of this guy. But anyway, let's talk about the immigration issue. So Abbott's marks on the top issues he's stressing have improved, the poll found. So 52% to 39% approve of his handling certain issues on the border, like truck inspections, deployment of National Guard and state police, and 48% approved of using state funds to extend the border wall. I'm one of those people that approve of that. The governor's net favor rating on the border security push is 13%, up from 9% last month. So he's improved 4%. That's great. So anyway, 54% approve of busing illegals to D.C. and other places, while 29% disapprove. I totally approve of that. Get them. Let these other states deal with what we're dealing with here in Texas. So here's a voter here in North Texas. He says that's a scar on humanity and a real true crime. Said Christopher Austin of Plano. These people are destitute, and then they get jacked around like they're a card. It's a game. We need Abbott to relocate. We need to relocate Abbott to the middle of Russia. Okay, he's just dumb. The real crime is Biden letting these people come across the border with drug trafficking, human trafficking. There's cartels, things like that. There are terror suspects coming across the border. There are rapes going down to the southern border. So the real crime is allowing people to come here illegally. Anyway, that's the crime, not Abbott's busting them to these liberal cities. This guy's just dumb. So there's a 47-year-old Eva McElhern, a 47-year-old insurance company employee from Denison, says she supports Abbott because she likes how he's handling the border. Actually, that's a good thing, good step, because someone needs to address the situation, and Texas shouldn't just be the only one having to deal with illegal immigrants coming over the border. I have no objections to people wanting to come to America, but they need to do it legally. Spot on. All right, so other statewide races. We take a look at the Attorney General. Ken Paxton is up 37 to 30%, a 5-point increase over last month. He was up by just 2 points. So let's see what else. And Lieutenant Governor Dan Patrick has increased his lead 39 to 28%. So I think that we're shaping up here to have a solid victory in November with the Republicans. Abbott's going to win re-election. I'll get to that. The numbers, some more numbers here in a second. So these TV ads are having a great effect. So let's see. We'll talk about how much he's spending as well shortly. All right, now let's take a look at the numbers. Here, like I said before, Abbott's up 47 to 38% among registered voters. Likely voters, Abbott is up 11%, 50 to 39% against Roberta. Now let's take a look at the 2018 exit polling from the governor's race. All right, so Abbott won 69% of the white vote, 15% of the black vote, and he got 42% of the Latino vote. So those numbers are roughly the same when it's broken down by race. They're shaping up to be about the same. So right now, Greg Abbott, he's getting about 37% compared to Roberta's 41%, 60% of the white vote, 14% of the black vote that's being polled. And so I think you're going to see about the same numbers come out. I think Abbott has a chance to get about 45, maybe even 50% of the Hispanic vote just because of what's going on at the southern border. And we saw a Hispanic shift to the right in 2020, as well as some of these special elections, these local races down there last year, earlier this year. So it's a very good sign for Greg Abbott. Now on key issues, reducing crime. Greg Abbott has a 45 to 31% lead over Roberta. Securing the border, he's up by 24%, 48 to 24. Handling the electric grid, he's up by 2%. Improving our economy, he's up 43 to 32. Now, Greg Abbott has done a great job of the Texas economy, bringing lots of businesses here. A very business-friendly environment. That's one of his strong points is the economy. All right, so now let's talk about ads. Abbott has spent through September 8th $7.6 million on TV ads, radio, and digital, compared to $3.2 million for Roberta. So some people don't think ads really have an effect on things, but they certainly do, because you're not trying to target people who are certain to vote for. You're trying to target those middle of the road voters, people that may be on the edge, people that don't vote, and you're trying to persuade people. You don't have to persuade me to vote against Roberta. I voted against him in 2018 in the Senate election. I will probably cast my vote against him in November for governor. All right, so what are Greg Abbott's chances here? According to this model from Race to the White House, Abbott has an 82% chance of winning re-election with a 7.7% margin of victory. I think it's going to be higher than that. But nonetheless, it's a solid victory. In the polling average, he's up 47.6 to 41.3, according to their polling. Now, if you look at RCP, he's up 48% to about roughly the same, 40.3 to 48%. Go to 538. Abbott has a 95 in 100 chance of winning re-election based off of 40,000. Their model simulates the election 40,000 times to see who wins the most often, and Greg Abbott wins 95 times out of 100. So it's looking really good for him. Now, their projection is that Abbott's going to win 54% to 42%, 42.3, which is about the same as 2018 when Abbott beat Valdez 55 to 42, and he won by over 1 million votes. So let's go to 2018. So 2018, he got 4.6 million votes, which is a record for a Texas governor's race. I believe it's a record, yeah. And then, like I said, he won by over 1 million votes. So a lot of people talk about 2018 and say, oh, well, Texas almost went blue because Roberta almost beat Ted Cruz. You know, it got within 2.6 percentage points, but they forget about the Texas governor's race. And Abbott was a clear victor in that race. It wasn't even close. Now, Roberta does have some name recognition, so he might do a little bit better than Lupe Valdez. We'll just see how it goes. But looking at this race, my prediction, just based on what I'm seeing right now, and the race is starting to shape up, I think that Greg Abbott will likely win by about 10%. Uh, you have it's anywhere from 8 to 12%, just based on what I've seen. Some people think he can win by 15 points, but I'm going to go with about 10%. I think that's a solid margin of victory right there, and it'll be probably about 800, 900,000 votes, 900,000 vote victory. It's going to send Roberta packing. He's going to have to run for another office. He's going to have to go somewhere else. The guy should just move to California, maybe New York. I don't know, but we don't want this guy here in Texas. It's too radical. All right, so I'm going to end the video right there. Thanks for listening. Like and subscribe, and I'll see you next time. Thank you. Take care.